is with us tonight? I know I've screwed up everybody's night tonight, so who is joining us on this late night tonight? Jennifer, still first. Sorry to keep you waiting. Wow, Russ is with us. Hey, Russell, how are you? Great to have you with us. Jeff, cheers. Kitty. Yes, Kitty, I am way late. You have no idea. It's been that kind of day. Jennifer, how are you? Bailey. Jenny, Pasadena's in the house. Dennis. Dawn. Stephanie. Jennifer Harrison, thanks for joining us. Crystal, I was just talking about you, as a matter of fact. Funny you should join us right now. Cheers, Vicky. Cheers. Sarah. Angela. Karen. Good to have you all with us this evening. Hey, Adele and Dazzle. Barb. Suki, hello. Sorry, folks, that it was so late tonight. Vina is with us in the house. Hey, Cindy. So good to have you all joining us here. Hey, Alexa, I know I owe you a call. You will not go tomorrow without a call. I promise you. I promise you. Today is not... Today's been an intense day. How's that? My day has been intense. Hey, Pat. And the Peanut Gallery, your Peanut Gallery. I love your Peanut Gallery. He's a good guy. Hey, Angie. Hello, Julie Jankowitz. Leanne, no wine tonight? What's up with that? Good to have you with us in the 404. Also known as the ATL. What is everybody grateful for this Tuesday night? Tell us what you are grateful for tonight. I'm grateful Karen joined us from Found. Although I keep on seeing more and more construction at Found. I don't know what to be thinking. I do not know what to be thinking. I really thought I was going to get to you today, Alexa, too, and then the congressman got involved, and... yeah, my day was sideways all day long. I didn't even have a shower. I didn't do my hair before my first Zoom with the Secretary of Economic Development this morning. New floors. Boom! New floors. Look at you go. Tear apart the whole place. Paint, floors, stair. I mean, it's just crazy all the stuff you're doing, Karen. Greta, how are you? You know, it's like you haven't been closed all year already, Karen, you know? The blizzard that closes you for 6 weeks, the pandemic, you know? Dawn is grateful for an awesome business partner. Julie woke up to an awesome sale from her website. Boom, Bailey made a purchase. Marianne, good to have you with us. I got little Missy up on my desk now, Marianne. I got my picture of little Missy up there. Karen's just spending money left and right. I love it. Good to have you all with us tonight. What else are we grateful for this Tuesday night? What else? The more I looked at it, I did like Marianne and Zach's pink package. And that's actually part of their packaging is hashtag pink package. So I do like that. That is a marketing expense. I am with that. Yes, your landlord is awesome. I like your landlord. I've always liked your landlord. Yes. Reopening to encouraging sales. That's awesome to hear. Hey, Sylvia. Great to have you with us. Barb got her Idol. She's part of the American Idol. Oh, yeah. I got it right up. I'm going to take a picture of it on my desk. It's right up on my desk, Marianne. Right there. Cassandra loved it when she saw it. Kitty's glad that you don't work in grocery. I'm with you there. Cassandra's banned me from a grocery store or a Costco for right now. I don't know what the heck I'm going to do for a date night because, taking Cassandra through the samples at Costco was a good date night. Jennifer's got third week open and still customers are coming in. They still come in? Wow! That's great. Love hearing that. Boom. Oh, that's right. You haven't even released your new website yet, Julie. Your new website is going to be awesome. Hey, Suzanne, cheers. And MJ. Good to have, yeah. We're going to get on our new website, but we've got more and more items on our website. That is what we worked on. We've been working on our process. See, and it lasts a long marriage, Zach. I mean, we are 25 years next week. So, that is the secret to a happy marriage. Date night at Costco. Just saying. One of my secret tricks, Oops, I just spilled some scotch there. Okay, we start every night with the Good Morning, Good Night book. The Good Morning, Good Night book is how we start every night. Jenny! Hello to you and Dennis. Great to have you with us. All right. Boom! 5,000 items. Kitty, I am very impressed with you. 5,000 items. Very impressed. Very impressed. I give you a high five on having 5,000 items loaded. That is awesome. Hey, Joanne, great to have you here. I feel terrible that I didn't get a hold of the therapist today, but I will get her tomorrow. Absolutely talk to her tomorrow. Today was not a good day for, today my call list was very intense, so, and it was mostly government junk. But we will work on that. I will get back to everybody that I owe a call to. Hey, Delight! Bermuda's in the house. And Bermuda's where happiness lives. But we start every night with the Good Morning, Good Night book. And tonight we start with our Good Morning. I'm standing at a roulette table. Good morning. Pushes all the chips in your direction. I'm betting on you! Dealer, sir? That's not how this works. But I am betting on you. I know our best days are ahead of us. We got lots of great stuff tonight. Lots and lots, and I know I'm late, so we will try to be as efficient as possible tonight. I have some great information that will post later. I have some great information that will post later. As we're all going to be, especially up north, required to wear masks and everything, we decided to go with custom masks with our corporate logo on them. And we did that, we hemmed and hawed on that, because we're like, are we going to be offensive to people, or that we're advertising on our masks? And really it came down to, we want people to know that this person in a mask works here. So I have a great source for custom printed masks, and that information will go up later tonight. Made here in the USA. These guys were making PPE. They're a trade show company. They make trade show booths. They pivoted, and kept their people working by making PPE. Now all the stuff that they were shipping to New York and the hotspots is done, so they don't need to ship to all the hotspots. And now they're making protective gear for stores and businesses. And the nice thing is 25 minimum on logoed masks. So not a high, you don't have to order hundreds of them. 25 minimum is what they are doing. They are also making counter guards and all sorts of that. And I put all the information on the site. Again, made right here in the USA. Most of it's made in North Carolina, although they have a couple other spots where they do manufacturing, but all in the USA, and it's keeping their people at work. So, it is super cool with that, and I'm very excited to be doing that. And nice people. We'll talk about that, Jenny. Give me a little bit. We'll come back to the PPP. First, I'll make you laugh. I got to give my funny of the day. Haircut. Blessed are those that can give without remembering and take without forgetting. Yes, it is Apple Rock, but these tear sheets will post later tonight. So Apple Rock will post. It's applerock.com. But the PDFs of those will post later tonight. Blessed are those that can give without remembering and take without forgetting. One day a florist went to a barber for a haircut. After the cut, he asked about his bill, and the barber replied, "I cannot accept money from you. I'm doing community service this week." The florist was pleased and left the shop. When the barber went to open his shop the next morning, there was a thank you card and a dozen roses waiting for him at his door. Later, a cop comes in for a haircut, and when he tries to pay his bill, the barber again replied, "I cannot accept money for you. I'm doing community service this week." The cop was happy and left the shop. The next morning, when the barber went to open up, there was a thank you card and a dozen donuts waiting for him at his door. Then a congressman came in for a haircut, and when he went to pay for his bill, the barber again replied, "I cannot accept money from you. I'm doing community service this week." The congressman was very happy and left the shop. The next morning, when the barber went to open up, there were a dozen congressmen lined up waiting for a free haircut. And that, my friends, illustrates the fundamental difference between the citizens of our country and the politicians who run it. And if nothing else, it made you laugh. Hang on a second. I'm organizing my PPP stuff separate. So many things in my piles today. Customers will need to have their temperature checked to enter an Apple store. Apple is starting to open its stores with new stringent protocols in place. Customers will be required to undergo a temperature check and wear a mask before entering an Apple store, according to apple.com/store opening letter. If a customer does not have a mask, Apple will provide it. Also, health questions will be posted at the door to screen for those with symptoms, such as cough or fever, or who have had recent exposure to someone infected with COVID-19. In-store occupancy will be limited, and employees will be focused on one-on-one personalized service at the Genius Bar and throughout the store. They said somewhere here how many stores they're opening in the U.S., they've opened stores last week in Idaho, South Carolina, Alabama, and Alaska. So that is Apple's plan for reopening in the U.S. Target is extending its $2 per hour wage hike. Hey, the Acostas have joined us. Marcia Schomburg has joined us tonight. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Chris Swanson is joining us. Target extends its $2 per hour wage hike. Target is extending the temporarily hourly wage increase it enacted in response to COVID-19 to July 4th. Comes as other companies are setting to end their increases that they're giving to frontline workers at the end of May or early June. And it's given to part-time and full-time workers. It is also, Target is extending other COVID-19 benefits, including paid leave for employees age 65 and older, pregnant workers, and those with an underlying medical condition. Hey, Dana. Hey, Lisa. Shocking study details mounting bills for consumers amid the COVID-19 crisis. Nearly 1 of 3 consumers, 27%, is past due on at least one bill, and nearly 50% will need up to a year to catch up on bills due to the COVID-19 pandemic. That's according to a new study from YouGov and ACI Worldwide, a global provider of real-time electronic payment and banking solutions. It was a relatively small study, but half of millennials need to make bill payment arrangements or request deferrals. Less than 15% of baby boomers face similar circumstances, while 31% of Gen Xers have similarly requested a payment arrangement. Among all respondents, mortgage and rent are the overwhelming priorities at 81% and 78% respectively, followed by utilities and tax bills. Hey, Carrie and Lori, great to have you with us tonight. Thanks for joining us. And in, again, for everywhere there's a seller, there's a buyer, okay? Or for every opportunity, okay, is someone with cash ready to pounce. Amazon is in talks with JCPenney, okay? The chain is expected to close 242 stores, and Amazon is in talks to take either a portion of JCPenney or take it over altogether, okay? And it has to do with Amazon the reason Amazon is interested in taking over Penny's is because of their apparel business. Okay, and Amazon has tried to play with apparel in different fits and starts, and they are looking at Penny's and their storefronts as a way to take over apparel. Okay, and obviously Penny's is under heavy debt right now, which is what's got them in the situation. Although Penny's has secured an additional $900 million and almost $1 billion in bankruptcy financing. So it's not like they are completely out of the woods yet. As part of Penny's proposal, they are going to spin their real estate into a publicly traded real estate investment trust and reorganize the retailers separately. So, we thank the court for convening on a weekend in comments. And that is that one. And, okay, hang on now, I'm spilling water. Hang on. Spilling scotch earlier, spilling water now. Okay. Now my notes are wet now. Funny, when they get water on them, they get wet. Panera sales are down, depending on the location, okay, between 50 and 60%. Not a surprise, as we can't go out, and Panera had really built themselves around as a networking place, okay, a place to go and sit and take things in. So the fact that they are down that much isn't surprising, but that was part of the Restaurant Association update. According to a Deutsche Bank small business analysis, 7% of small businesses have no cash on hand. There's a debate of 1 in 3 small businesses will not reopen in the U.S. and 25% will close. That includes restaurants. That includes everything that is considered a small business. And 25% will close within the year. So unless additional funding or recovery is made. So that is an interesting study by Deutsche Bank. Okay, moving on to PPP stuff, because that is the hot topic of my emails. Again, if you have a question about your individual situation, the best way to reach me is email Neil, N-E-I-L, at ECIstores.com. N-E-I-L at ECIstores.com. It allows me to keep up, and things don't tend to fall through the cracks in my email. I've gotten lots of texts and, Facebook messages and stuff, and I get, my pile gets so thick with those, if I don't get them printed off before they disappear behind 20 others, they do get lost. I try to go back and find them, but that list does get lost. I do fully admit that. That's why I always say email. One of the interesting things up in PPP land is a notice to borrowers. Before forgiveness, your loan could be sold to someone you don't know. No, Alexa, I'm not going to be taking temperature of customers. That's a good question, but no, we're going to post the health and safety guidelines. We are asking our employees to check themselves before coming to work and perform the self-check wellness checklist that we did post. But we are not going to ask customers to do that, nor would I ask my employees to be in the position of checking people's temperatures. It just gets into a wide variety of privacy concerns and everything else. So we want a lot of self-monitoring. It's not perfect. It's just like with masks. One of the issues with masks that you have to keep in mind is you can require masks, but there are people that can't wear masks. And they don't have anything that says that they have asthma or they have a breathing condition or they have something else that prevents them from wearing a mask, okay? And you get into a lot of different issues as you go down that well of doing that, and you get into a lot of different issues in forcing your employees to become the police of that. So there are a lot of legitimate issues with that. And quite honestly, in the hardest hit areas, especially up north, there's going to be a lot of public shaming of people, both right and wrong, that aren't wearing masks. So most of what I've seen up here so far, which my contact has been limited since we're still closed up here, has been people forgetting their mask. You know, do it even myself running into the post office to get our mail. Oops, I left it in the car and, you know, ran back out to the car to get it. So it's a lot of that. So there's a lot of things like that. But with PPP loans, okay, keep in mind that the bank that you work with, even if it's a local bank, may not be the bank that services your loan when you go to get forgiveness, because these loans can be sold. Just like any other loan, just like your mortgage can be sold at any time, and you end out getting a letter that your loan is with somebody else. So the guy down the street that you may have gotten it from may not be the person you're talking to when you go to apply for forgiveness. So that's just something to keep in mind in the back of your head. It's nothing to create fear from right now. It's just something to be aware of. Let's talk, so, to Jenny's question earlier, when am I allowed to open? It is looking like the earliest would be June 8th, Lisa. More likely later June, another couple weeks past that, as I got from the Secretary of Economic Development in Massachusetts today. 3 weeks from now would be the absolute earliest. But it's likely to be longer than that. There's a lot of backroom dealing going on, and it's not making various associations happy. But we want the public to be safe. I still do not waver from that. I am frustrated at the way Massachusetts has treated businesses, but I am frustrated with the way that some of these areas are handling it, and the way that they have painted small business as a non-safe gathering place. Has done potential long-term effects. Will I get Memorial Day and Father's Day too? I don't think I'll get my anniversary off. You know, I don't get a day off. That's okay. That's not what this is about. This is about us all getting to the other side, Kelly. All of us. All of us. And have I told you, Kelly, how much my mother-in-law loved your chocolates? I mean, talk about peanut gallery loving chocolate. Okay. My mother-in-law just oohed and ah. I mean, diabetics shouldn't be in the chocolates all the time, but I think she got more than me almost, but she really loved those. Thank you. So there is lots of talk in Washington, and I've been on with Congress today about extending the PPP time frame to 24 weeks. This has not happened yet. Okay, it is part of the HEROES Act that it's okay, Kelly. She is she's a marginally good diabetic. With some of that, but I don't begrudge them. I sit on lots of boards with guys from Walmart and Home Depot and Lowe's and and McDonald's, and they're all dealing with different local restrictions, especially in the north. They're really dealing with some backwards, archaic people that, health inspectors that don't have any clue. So back to the PPP. So there is part of the HEROES Act that the House of Representatives passed last week did include 24 weeks for us to spend our change to the PPP that would allow it to be used over 24 weeks. There was movement this week with Secretary Mnuchin, who is the Secretary of Treasury, Steve, as I like to call him. I was on his desk for like this long. I was like, almost felt important for this long. My name was on his desk. But Stevie Boy, he played nice with the Restaurant Association this week, and I think that something is going to happen with that. I really believe that something is going to happen with an extension of time to be able to use the PPP and get things back. It's not done until it's done. So play under the rules that exist today. One of the things I'm getting concerned with in Washington, now Steve can do this on his own. He does not need Congress to change that rule. Okay? He does not need legislation to change the rules of the PPP. And so I think he will, I hope he does that. Okay, but it hasn't happened. Okay, I am increasingly concerned about Congress's ability to pass a bill or the right bills in the coming weeks that they need to pass. There are several issues that they need to deal with, and I am increasingly concerned about their ability to do it. It is getting very much into election season. And I really was hoping that wouldn't happen until after July 4th and we could get a couple of bills done before then. But I am concerned about that. So we will see where that goes. I am keeping my finger on the pulse down there. I am in regular contact with different members of Congress, and I have different feelers out all over the place on this so that we can get more information. But plan on the law the way it is, okay? Work with the rules of the PPP the way it is, okay? For a lot of us, that February 15th date, okay, where the payroll of including February 15th as your FTE calculation, and then also, and using that date to hit your forgiveness amount, okay, for the PPP, as long as you've restored to that FTE count by June 30th. So prior to June 30th, like the last week of your PPP, if you hit it, and you match the week of February 15th, you hit it. And it's 100%, okay? So if your FTE is 10 for that, and you need to hit 100% of that date of February 15th, that is what you were trying to hit. So that is an important part of this. And it's also a percentage reduction, okay? And so this is real important because I worked with a business today that is a very high salary, totally different figure, Kitty. The figures you applied for and the figures for forgiveness are completely different math. This is the government. This is the government, Kitty. Completely different math, okay? I worked with a company today that has high-paid individuals, okay? Average salary probably, in excess of $100,000. And they had let go one of their lower-end people. They furloughed them. That wasn't where they weren't a good fit for the business. Kitty, don't worry. I'm going to get you across on the PPP. We're going to get that. We're going to get your PPP forgiven. There's no way I'm letting you get have a loan from this. So this business let go one of their lower paid workers, per se, okay? And so their FTE count, and they're not replacing them, so their FTE count dropped by 1, okay? So that affected 10% of that means 10% of their PPP is not forgiven. So on a 10-person PPP, having 9 means you have 90% of you, and you've met all the other conditions. 90% of the PPP is forgiven. 10% of it is owed. So in their case, it's 10% in head count, but in dollars, it's a larger percentage. It's a larger amount of money than that person's one salary. So that is something that can happen if you are not hitting your PPP. So that is important to keep in mind as we move forward with it, and is something to be aware of. But again, that's why I'm spending all this time doing PPP math and working with you on it. The form itself is incredibly confusing, but we will step through that in the coming days. Not today, not tomorrow. This week is just a blur right now, so I feel like I've been in one government intense meeting after another today, probably because I have. But that is irrelevant, but we will go through it. We will get everybody that I can. My goal is everybody gets their PPP forgiven because it is too important. I want you to have that. Certainly, if they extend it to 24 weeks, that will make it easier. Mnuchin can do that on his own, Stevie boy, but it really, the politics of Washington, is in play here. I would not want to, after his meeting with the restaurant associations, after his meetings with the restaurant association, I would not want to be Mnuchin if he doesn't extend it and try to go out to dinner and make a reservation anywhere. He won't be welcome. You want to talk about politics and things that happen in the world. Karma's a bitch. So I think it will eventually happen. So keep in mind, on the last day of your PPP is not the day it will happen. Yes, Jenny, I do expect. I just don't know the when. I'm hoping that Mnuchin does it on his own. He has not yet. But he was in the meeting with the Restaurant Association yesterday, and I am hopeful that he does do it. I have friends in the Restaurant Association, and there are a lot of restaurant associations are both members of the retail associations and the restaurant association. So we all cross paths. I mean, I can be in a meeting with somebody from Dunkin's or TGI Fridays, at the same time as I can be in a meeting with somebody from Costco. So it's just really kind of funny. Costco and Macy's can be in the same meeting. So it's kind of funny how all these people different cross, but they are there to do that. So we will get there, and I will keep that in mind. But most of the people that I've talked to, there's a path to making this PPP work and hitting the numbers that you need to hit. It's not always perfect in every situation, but it's pretty darn close. I have been able to make the math work for most of you. So, do not hesitate to reach out. I'm happy to sit and do the math, do the numbers, twist them 12 ways from Sunday to make sure that your PPP does not become a loan and that you hit it. The key is the spend. Get the money spent on payroll, and we will work out some of the other details. What else I got for you? Hang on a second. A word of inspiration. Never let success get to your head, or never let failure get to your heart. Well, that's a truism there. There's inspirational words in that. I have different things there. So, that is, I have some other stuff. I'll save that for tomorrow. Other inspirational words. Followers want to be taken care of. Leaders want to take care of others. Be the leader you wish you had. Your company needs you to be the leader you wish you had. Okay, right now. So, that is what needs to happen for you. Next week, Kitty. Not this week. Next week's anniversary. I got lots of time to plan for it. And since I can't do anything on my anniversary, it's easier. Oh, what else do I got? I think I'm running out of steam tonight. I think I am running out of steam. There's lots, Jenny, it's not so easy. As easy as it sounds to spend trillions and trillions of dollars, it is not so easy and fast, okay? It is also, what the media... I love you, Vicky. What the media makes out of this, okay, and what the media latches onto is not always what's reality. So, yes, there's money left in the PPP. Yes, there's money that is coming out to states that hasn't been spent yet. I mean, some of the money the state of Massachusetts is supposed to get under the House bill is ridiculous. And yes, it's ridiculous that you still can't apply for the EIDL. But that will come back. The EIDL will come back. Okay, I promise you on that. I've been working on that. I was on with the SBA today, too. It's one of the calls I take when the SBA calls. So I did take the SBA's call today. They are working on it. It is not a perfect system. You got to keep in mind, the SBA is wonderful people, and most people are getting their first experience with the SBA through this, and it's terrible that this is your first experience with the SBA. I've had the honor and privilege of meeting so many great people with the SBA in person, working with them on different things in our community and across the country. I mean, I had met and had a meeting with former director of the SBA, administrator of the SBA, Linda McMahon, when she was the administrator. And I've certainly had conversations with many of the top leaders of the SBA now, including Jovita, and the number two, let's call him Alan, because Alan Gutierrez, I think is his name. Names is not my thing, but let's call him that. And a few others at the SBA in the leadership, and they are a phenomenal group of people. They really are. But they're running the Indy 500. The Indy 500! And they're racing it in a bicycle. Okay, so you just have to understand. You have to have, as hard as everything that we're going through, okay? Everything that we're going through is awful, okay? What other people are working through, what our government is trying to help us work through, okay? Everyone that you meet, everyone that you encounter, you have to have compassion. I mean, I gave my story last night about, holding your tongue and biting your tongue. You have to hang on to things, and as frustrated and as scared and as frightened as you are as we work through this process, and it is frightening, and it is scary, and it is awful, okay? No one would choose this to go through this. You know, I used to say, you know, I wouldn't wish a dislocated shoulder on my worst enemy, okay? I wouldn't wish a pandemic on my worst enemy. And I've got bad enemies. You've seen the list. You've seen the list of all the things that made the list that were worth putting on the list as footnotes of things that have actually happened to us. Actually really, really happened to us. Every one of those things on that bullet list, on that list, is true. There is a full story that goes with it. There's the picture of the guy in the bomb suit, okay? All these things are true, okay? But they are a footnote, okay? We deal with people, we deal with compassion, we deal with the reality. We move forward. We plan our next step. We're not planning our next 100 steps. You know, we're planning our next step. Well, I am glad that I've been here for you, Kelly, to get you to that next step and get you to be able to be open. Because that's what it is. It's about reopening. I was on a call. One of the calls I was on today is there was a semi-essential business, okay? So he's been able to operate curbside and sell freezers and stuff and some other things. And he's really a terrific guy, okay? And he's like, you know, be prepared, you know, be ready to open when you can. And, you know, because it will be great. There will be good things. But he's like, and part of it is just telling your customers and everything else what you're doing, how you're cleaning, what you're doing. And he's been doing a great job of that. He's really a great guy. You know, so we're going to get to the other side of this. There is another side. There is a better place. We will survive and we will thrive. So that is where we are all going. That is the journey that I am taking you all on. That is why you tune in every night, okay? And that's why I am here every night, is so that we can be together on this journey. It doesn't mean that there aren't potholes along the way on the journey, because there are. There are potholes. There are things that we run into. There are all sorts of things, but that doesn't stop us, okay? Because we are stubborn in our goals and flexible in our methods. Stubborn in our goals and flexible in our methods. So we will get to the other side. I promise you that. And I promise you this, that I will be here again tomorrow night. Tomorrow night. Boom. Yes, Kelly. Bugs on the windshield. Bugs on the windshield. Boom. All right. And I will be here tomorrow night, live at 8 o'clock Eastern. All these videos, all the resources that I post. If only I could have Guy's car to drive. I got my Lexus. I'm good with that. But if I had Guy's car, so all the resources I talk about, all these videos, and the ones that Melissa does and Julie does, are all posted to the NARTS page, narts.org/resalestrong, so you can share them with all your friends. All of them, because I'm not just here for resale, I'm here to get everybody across the finish line. Everybody, we're taking you all with us. Everybody, butcher, baker, candlestick maker, resale store, I don't care who you are, we're going to the other side. All of us are going to the other side. Absolutely. So those are available for the public at narts.org/resalestrong. The resources I post here tonight, this video will be there by noon tomorrow. Noon. The next day they're available to the public, but you, because your members, get to be here live and see it live. I will see you all tomorrow night at 8 o'clock Eastern. But before I go, for those of you that were not here at the top of the program, you know you can always reach me. Neil, Neil, at ECIstores.com, Neil at ECIstores.com, and I do admit that I am behind. I think my count is up to 80 or something. But every night, we start with the Good Morning, Good Night book. This book! For those of you that were not here at the top of the program, our Good Morning tonight, I'm standing at a roulette table. Good morning! I push all my chips in. I'm betting on you! Dealer, sir, that's not how this works. Our good night tonight. I'm standing at the craps table. Good night. I roll the dice. I'm rolling the dice on you. Begin singing, Lucky Be a Lady. Dealer, sir, are you playing or... Hey, that's our good night tonight. I'll be back tomorrow night. Everything that I talk about here is at nerds.org/resalestrong. We are stronger together because you and you, but most especially you, are not alone running this store. I'll see you all tomorrow night, 8 o'clock Eastern. Have a great night, everybody. It's dinner time, except for Cassandra's not home yet.